Okay, so as you can see, I am just in my car in a parking lot. I wanted to talk about something that I said on Discord, an announcement that I made recently, um, and kind of what that means. So, first off, if you're not on my Discord or maybe you didn't see the announcement, I basically said, you know, Plarium makes it very difficult to make quality content of any kind. Like I spend, I'll get into that later, but I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time working on videos that I think are interesting, or videos that I think are entertaining, or just make anything that I do. I try to make the most of it, make sure that it's worth the watch, I guess. And I feel like all of my views, all of everything is just getting stolen by people who make quick content, because that's just the way that Plarium makes it. The test servers, like, I don't get access to that until, like, I think, see, this time I don't even think I got the rules for the test server, because I have to wait until, like, I know what the embargo rules are, right? Because I can't just post everything that's on there right away. But I don't even think we got the rules until after the update hit. So everybody already knew about this shit, for Bastion and Nade Launcher, which Nade is not a word, but I guess Grenade Launcher was taken, courtesy of Red. Um, but yeah, like, everybody already knew about it. So people were like, hey, what's it do? I mean, I could just look at it up in the event, but I'm kind of curious as to, like, see it in action. So the the only people who are going to get traction from this test server are the people who spend little to no time actually editing. I just spit. And and just crank out content. They just crank out content. Like, this is the first game I played. Wasn't impressive at all. It was just a game that I played with this particular thing, and I'll upload it because the first person to upload is who gets the views. And I'm not beating down anyone who makes content like that. Like Mayor, especially. Um, I am 100% certain that he does it because it works. And I have nothing against Mayor. If you don't know this already, I am actually a channel member of Mayor's, so I'm paying him $5 a month because I respect his work, and I respect how much effort that he puts into it. And no, his videos are low effort, because that's just what works. That's what gets him the most number of views. It's quick content, not quality content. And so instead of quality, he just makes a lot of them. But here's the thing, is that I hate those videos. I don't watch those videos. I don't want to make those videos. And essentially, my announcement on Discord was like, quality content doesn't work anymore. I'm kind of tired of trying. Um, I'm just gonna make a new channel called Low Effort Ruffles. Make just like the most basic, mundane, uh, garbage content that you could get in such a short amount of time, and just because that's the only thing that could really get me anywhere. Um, and maybe you ask me, like, hey, you doing it for the money? Ruffles doing it for the money? Yeah, I'm doing it for the money. If I couldn't monetize my YouTube channel, I wouldn't have one. I'll be completely honest with you right now. And I'm a 23-year-old college student right now. I need the money, and I could definitely use some extra money. And honestly, for pretty much as long as I can remember, everything that I've ever wanted to do, I've always thought, well, hey, I would like to make some kind of YouTube channel out of that. And no, like, I know YouTube's not necessarily like a super stable career, and I am getting a degree from college, so it's not like, that's my only plan or anything. But back on track, basically, I have opted to, this dude that walked right behind me, I have opted to make content that I don't want to make. I don't want to make really basic videos. I don't want to spend 5 minutes editing something and just have my content just be characterized by yet another channel of, gameplay with music, and that's it. No context, maybe not even any in the description, really. I don't share my thoughts on it. It's just like, here's an overview of the mech stats. Here's an overview of the ability details. Here's a match that I played. That's not what I want. I know that people make that sort of thing because it gets them views, and not even because people prefer the low quality, but because people, I feel like it's probably a tie between, well, for one thing, when you get access to the test server, then the first person to upload is going to be, the person who gets the most amount of views. The whole point of the embargo rules on the test server is to have it so that everyone makes their content and then releases it at the same time, right? Or if some, assuming it takes a reasonable amount of time. But if I'm not getting these rules, or if I'm not even getting access to the test server, even 2-3, I need at least 2 to 3 days, right? For any reasonable, well thought through video, right? Because something new like Bastion, if I didn't spend at least a full day playing it, I couldn't give you any idea as to whether or not it's good or not. You kidding me? I could throw out something based on just the random one-off match that I played and be like, hey, it seems really OP, but at the same time, it could just be the bots. Or it could seem really weak, but maybe you just got unlucky and some of the bots killed you, or maybe you haven't spent enough time learning how to play it. It's like Aegis, right? Aegis was really, really difficult to play well, but now it's one of those mechs that's actually really good. And they didn't make any changes to it yet. Anyway, they said they were going to, but they haven't yet. And it's gone from super garbage, worthless tank because Aegis has shield. It can't shoot through shield, therefore Panther better than Aegis. But it's you can't use things the same way that you use other things. That's the whole point of having a different mech or a different weapon, right? I need to slow down. Okay. Essentially, it's become not only unprofitable. I could deal with them unprofitable, right? I've only got 2,000-3,000 subscribers. In fact, I've been dancing around the line of 27-30 every time I get a couple. Then I always, a couple of people unsubscribe right after. I just can't really seem to break that threshold. Partially for me, it's because of inconsistent upload schedule. I will admit to that. That's not it's not a huge deal. But when I spend upward of 10 hours recording, editing the interview and the conversation, the interview with Gangster Jabs, with the Stalker versus Orion, less than 500 views, and I spent upward of 10 hours on that. That's something that a lot of people could use, quite honestly. It's something that, both mechs are really, really good. Anybody who has Stalker knows that Stalker's really good. Anybody who has Orion knows that Orion's really good. And anybody who has both probably knows that both are really good, but sometimes you kind of wonder which one's better in which situation. And that's more or less what we covered. We covered pretty much everything to do with Stalker versus Orion. And I thought it was a very useful video. But no, barely anything. It's been, 2 weeks at least? And it's just, the game moves too fast for something like that, right? by the time I upload anything, it is more or less irrelevant. Like, if I upload a minigun thing now, nobody freaking cares. Like, everybody's concerned about grenade launcher and Bastion, right? Like, minigun, just like, get out of here. No, nobody's gonna care about it. So, what exactly am I gonna do? I felt like, for a while, my only real option was to just, either quit making YouTube videos altogether, because, again, I'll be honest, it's less about how much I'm making or how many views I'm getting. It's just the frustration of the amount of effort that I put in versus the reward that I get, which is essentially nothing. And for context, by the way, like, I got like maybe $1 from in ad revenue. I got maybe $1 in ad revenue from my Stalker versus Orion video. So that was, it was worth it. And this is coming from somebody who's like in school full time I'm not at the moment. I got a break right now, but like at the time, I was taking 4 different classes that I really shouldn't have taken together, and it was crazy. I didn't do well in a couple of them because it was a little bit much, but I was taking my valuable time and I was putting it into something that I thought was, good or useful, because that's what I want in my content, right? Is for it to be useful or interesting or something. But it's just not, like, it's not gonna be appreciated. And I feel like I more or less have to just give up trying to make good videos and just go with the flow if I actually wanna make anything out of my channel. Because, in honesty, I don't think I don't think my channel will ever grow. I don't think I'll really be able to ever like do anything different. I'll just be forever uploading super high effort videos and get basically nothing in return. And it's just not helping me out. It's really not. But like I said, the people who upload super low effort stuff, I don't think that they do it because they want to or because they're lazy. Don't beat them down on that. They do it because it works. And they can make good money from their channels if they do what works. And that, again, I respect that. Let's make sure that we're not targeting, like, I want to make sure nobody in the comments better say anything negative about, like, the creators making this kind of content, because that's not my goal. My issue really is that the game seems to be moving too quickly in terms of, like, content release. Now, I agree to a fairly large extent that, like, the game needs more mechs, it needs more weapons. Yes, it needs more maps. You could talk about maps and modes later, but, like, most games only have, like, 2 or 3 modes. Like, let's be honest. 3, maybe 4. But they have a lot of, like, weapon or character variety. We don't really have that. The pilot issue is not something I'll get into today, but that's something completely different. But really, like, releasing something new every week, basically, like there's a 2-week event, and in that time span, you're releasing 3 different weapons and a new mech. And that's a little bit too much. And then the next 2-week event that comes right after that, because this was right after the minigun, right? And so the minigun and Gatecrasher came out. 3 weapons, the 6, 8, and 12, and a mech. All in the span of 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks, same thing, except it's grenade launcher, 3 different grenade launchers, and a Bastion. I like the idea of Bastion. I think it's cool. I like the idea of grenade launcher. I think it's cool. I'm not saying that I don't want these in the game. I'm saying that making it so that there is a new item to cover every, like, what, half of, like, 3-4 days? I have to cover a new item every 3-4 days. It only benefits people who can upload quickly. It only benefits the people who are willing to make the quickest content possible and won't worry about making it informative or good, because that's just not what gets people's attention. People want to see the new thing, right? And why wouldn't they? And maybe their attention span is also crap, but who knows? You know, like, some people benefit a lot from just, like, making shorter videos. Like this one, probably, like, nobody's even watching by now. I'll be honest. But the thing is, like, when we have a test server and I'm allowed to record on said test server, basically the only value that I get out of it is the ability to make those, like, weapon comparison videos, which some of them do pretty well, but they take me ages to make. Like, I can't even express to you how long it takes for me to edit those. And for me to potentially get, like, 2,000 views is what I got on the last one. It's like $4 or $5. It's not great. Like, it doesn't feel like it's worth my time. I could probably be making more if I was just, I don't know, just doing something else. I like making videos. I don't want to stop, but I also don't want to make low effort videos, because that's not what I enjoy making videos for, really. But that's really the only kind that gets that Mech Arena allows, right? It's just, like, no context gameplay. You decide if it's good. Or, like, they don't give us enough time to actually formulate an opinion about something. And I don't know what to think about it, right? Like, the test server this time, any developers, if you're watching or whatever, I understand that the test server this time, things happen, it got buggy, something happened. Like, I understand that coding is probably a lot more difficult than people make it sound, for one thing. And for another thing, like, in order to guarantee that a test server is 100% ready, you'd have to access it and then do, like, a bunch of different things, play some matches, try to record some things, use every single mech, every single weapon, make sure anything's not bugged. It's like, there's bound to be bugs, right? Things are bound to happen. I understand that happens, and I'm not holding that against you, but really, we didn't even get the announcement for the test server until the day before the event. That does not give us enough time. We do not have the time to make good quality content. Like, this isn't the only thing that I'm doing. Like, I'm telling you, like, you think I can live off the $5 that I made from the last, my last successful video. That was the most successful video that I had last. I don't know if, wasn't, I don't remember. Yeah, like, the last 3-4 videos I made, 500, 600 views. Like, the meme one, which I understand not everybody, that wasn't for everybody, but it's like 700. Still, less than 1,000. Like, I'm probably getting like $1 from that at most. And, like, if you think that you can just say, hey, well, you should just work faster, or you should just work harder. Like, no. Think through what you're doing, and then realize that what you're doing is promoting low effort, low quality content as the only content available for content creators to make. And that's just it. Like I said, if I'm not doing, like, if I keep doing the things that I've been doing, I'm not growing my channel. My channel isn't growing because I'm not uploading new things quick enough. I'm not with the flow, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, I'm not covering these things quickly enough. I'm not getting to the new things, and people just don't care about you after that. And I've been sitting at the number of subscribers that I'm at. I've been sitting at that number for almost like 6 months. And that was around the time when I decided that I wasn't going to make any just basic low effort videos anymore. And that's really disappointing, honestly. And I'm like, I don't really know what I should do about that. I don't want to make a new channel because then I'd have to start from scratch. I don't really want to have to deal with 2 different channels. I don't even want to upload low effort videos. But what are my options, really? And at that point, like, should I just move on to a different game? Should I try to find a different game to record videos for? Should I try to, do different things? Like, I like to make content on a single game because a single game is basically the only thing that I play. I play one game. There's a plane overhead. I don't know if you can hear that, but I play one game and I'm pretty much hyper focused on that game. That's why I'm such a nerd for Mech Arenas, because like it's all I play, right? And I don't remember where I was going with this. Right. Well, anyway. I only really play one game because I like to know everything that I'm doing, right? In the game. Like, you ask me a question about Mech Arena, I'm going to probably be able to tell you the answer. And that's just because Mech Arena is the only game that I play. If I start playing other games, then it's like, I'll just be kind of subpar at all of them. And though I don't necessarily mind that, I just prefer being able to know a lot about a single thing and being able to, have the answers for you if you ask me, as opposed to just being like, I don't know, I don't play it enough. But yes, and that's part of the reason that I've stuck with Mech Arena so long as opposed to moving on to other games, is because, I don't really play any other games. I don't really want to play any other games, right? Like, I like to play Mech Arena, but I will be honest with you at this point, I hate making videos for Mech Arena. It's not rewarding. Like, the kind of videos that I find rewarding to myself are not rewarding in any other way. And it just becomes a infinite cycle of disappointment every time I upload something that I spent 6 to 8 hours on. Barely gets any traction, because all of that traction is stolen by whoever uploaded the quickest, whoever uploaded first, because we get like 30 seconds notice before the new events and shit go live, and then we get, like, whoever gets to it first, just like, yep, just eat each other, right? Like, fucking, excuse me. I didn't mean to swear, but the like, this is a content creation program, right? Like, this isn't a fucking, like, wrestling ring. Like, I shouldn't have to compete with these people. I should be, getting the same kind of benefits that they get. And when the fact that, me wanting to create, the most useful and comprehensive and nicely edited, whatever you want to call it, Like, I want to put value into my content, and Mech Arena just isn't allowing that. They're not allowing really anything besides just half-assed content, and I don't really want any part of it. I don't know. Shit keeps up. Who knows? Maybe I'll just stop making videos altogether. Maybe I'll move on to other games. I got a couple other games I'm kind of keeping my eye out on, but I don't know. They're not as interesting to me, you know? I really want to make Mech Arena videos, but I really don't like making Mech Arena videos as they are. And I'm not sure what to do about it. Once again, you know, like, any of them would probably tell me, oh, just work harder, you know, spend more time on it. Don't stop sleeping for a couple extra hours. Get up early and, you know, skip some sleep to do some extra editing. You could probably make it work. I could make it work, but then I'd have nothing. Like, you think I'm living off of this? Shit, no. I can barely make anything off of this. Because even if I manage to crank out a good video in a single day, which I'm sure I have before, but it takes all day, and I'm probably still going to be late. And at that point, who even cares, right? Like, you see some video about Bastion. Are you watching any videos about Bastion right now? No, probably not, right? Because you already saw the first one that came out. First one was like, oh, you know, this new mech. I don't see any other videos about that. I want to see this. You get an idea of how it works. You don't care. You don't care after that. After that, it's just like, throw it off to the side. You don't need to watch these other videos because you know that they're pretty much all the same. And even if a channel came around that you knew had like more information in it, there's only like a 50-50 chance that you'd even bother, because like, just watching it in a match is enough for you to get a pretty good idea of how it works. The specifics of it, you don't really care that much, let's be honest. But yeah, it's not been a good time, honestly. I don't really know. I don't really know what the point of this was, apart from just expressing kind of my disappointment with the things that have been going around, but also just kind of an update to everybody else. Like, I may not be doing this for too much longer, because at the end of the day, I made this channel because I was hoping eventually it would pay for itself. It would, you know, be worth the amount of time that I put in. But like, at this point, I may as well be working a fucking full-time job and just not be doing this at all, because I'm not growing. My videos are getting no views, and it's just because quantity is king over quality here, and I don't really want any part of that. So yeah, that was a fun little update for everybody. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe I'll figure something else out. I know that I have other options. I just kind of need to assess what all of them are. I got a few ideas right now, but like, basically anything that I can think of would either require copious amounts of time spent from myself, time that I have now but I won't have when I'm back in school, and or just, you know, really low effort videos that I genuinely am not proud of, and even if I did get a lot of views on them, I wouldn't even like it. So yeah, I'll figure something out though. Take care. Thank you for listening to my rant. Yeah, I will see you maybe